Don't do it, man.
What if
Don't open it.
What if it's something bad?
It is.
Oh.
You fell for the old fake treasure chest.
Oh, the old fake treasure chest trick. How could I? I'm so naive.
I was a fool!
I was a fool! That's alright.
Oh, what an idiot, right guys?
I'm kicking ass.
Hey gamers, am I right?
Hey gamers, am I right? Just a little joke that only gamers understand.
Exactly. Alright, I can't even hold these pretzels because they're too tempting.
No eating on camera.
I'm not! That's why I had to put them down. I was like, I could hold them and then munch on them during cutscenes, but like, just holding them, I'm like, I'm so tempted.
Lovingly cradle those pretzels in your hand without doing something about it. I know you're pretzel sexual. I know you just want to
platon sexual. You homophobe.
You just want to.
And I am very disrespected in the LGBT community as it is. So thanks a lot. Okay, if anyone finds us, they're gonna think we're fucking assholes.
I know. It's one of those things where it's like, I know I can joke about shit with you because you know, like, what I actually think.
I know what you like actually stand for.
Yeah, so you get it. God, no, we sound like white people that say slurs and are like, okay, I'm not racist.
But it's not like you're saying the N-word and you're like, haha, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a black friend, it's fine.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Like,
it's like,
there's a line I'm willing to cross, and there are lines where I know you shouldn't cross.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And I think also just because of, like, the discourse that it...
Right.
It,
well,
like,
the line I'm willing to cross is making fun of people who genuinely cross that line.
Yes. Okay, that's a good way of putting it.
Like, I'm not making fun of the plight of the minorities who are being made fun of. I'm making fun of the people in power.
Yeah.
And their views. That's what's funny to me is how much they complain. How much they act like they're oppressed.
It's true.
So, like, that's where my viewpoint comes from. However, I know it comes off negatively in general.
Yeah.
So if someone were to find this shit and hear it, they'd be like, wow, you're a fucking transphobe. Wow, you're a fucking homophobe. Wow, you're racist. And I'd be like, I understand why you think that, but I promise,
I swear I'm not.
I promise, like, any internalized, ableism, homophobia, transphobia that, like, I'm unlearning, like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah, an attempt is being made.
Yeah. But it is, like, I'm gonna fuck up because of the things I've learned as a child.
Oh, yeah.
But call me out, but don't crucify me.
Yeah. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. When it's like, yes, call people out, but don't crucify them.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, that's just the difference, is that it's all about, to me the biggest thing is how people react when they are called out.
Yes.
And that's when you know how they really feel.
If they're just getting defensive or saying, no, you're wrong, or you just don't understand, like, that should tell you something.
Yeah.
But it's different when someone is like, oh, no, I didn't mean it like that, like, I'll try to do better.
Right. Well, I always think, so one thing I always think about specifically is, especially with ableism, so in high school, when we were, like, taught sex ed and stuff, I remember, like, being told, like, just think, if you got pregnant, and just imagine, what if your kid had autism? And I was like, well, shit, yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And how many times did I have sex ed and shit? Like, 4 times.
Yeah.
How many times was that drilled into my head? What if you have an autistic child?
Yeah. Like, that's, oh no, like, the worst thing that could happen.
It was like, well, you better be
abstinent,
like, in case you did get pregnant, because you wouldn't want that autistic child.
Yes.
So yeah, that was drilled into my head that having an autistic child was bad, was the worst thing that could happen to you, because your child is not right, your child is not normal.
Yeah.
And that is something I've had to unlearn. And I've caught myself in the past thinking that.
Yeah.
And that is something I actively have to work on, you know? it's like, I don't ever want to think that way, but because I was trained to think that way,
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah, it's being trained to think that way rather
So
than like
it's-
a belief you've arrived at on your
Right.
own. It's something you're trying to unlearn.
So that's the difference, is that, like, I don't still sit there and think, well, fuck, you're right, I don't want an autistic child.
yeah.
You know? But it's something I've had to unlearn. I hate that the whole internet purity and socially wokeness is like, no, you had to feel that way from the beginning.
Yeah, it's like you had to be right at all times. You can never make mistakes, even if you've changed as a person or unlearned harmful behaviors. Like, well, it doesn't matter because
Right.
you once thought this.
Well, I mean, we've
that's
talked
a
about
huge
this
problem.
before, where we were like, you know, as a teenager, we would call things gay and shit.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
So, like, internet activism would fucking hate me if they knew how I talked in high school.
Absolutely. There's a lot of shit that I did in high school, and I even remember from freshman year when I first went to college, there's a ton of fucked up shit that I did all the time.
Right.
Or, you know, like, why is this, like, I had a friend of a friend who was Asian, and she'd, like, make white people jokes, and it would upset me, because I was like, I've never done anything to you, and it was kind of weird, because I was like, I don't even know you, and she'd, like, intentionally try to get a rise out of me by doing it, and it was, like, the first time I met her, she was doing it, so it was, like, kind of bogus, but it was also, like, well, no, but it was also... I don't, like, I was getting mad about it, too. Like, I was playing right into
Right.
it, you know? It was like, there was a reason that she was kind of doing that to me in the first place. So it's one of those things that's like, yeah, I've unlearned a lot of problematic shit before. But
Right.
it was like, yeah, I grew up in a predominantly white area. I'm a white person with a very white family
Right.
that has held a lot of really problematic beliefs and taught me to believe those same things. So, like... I don't know. Again, like, I've just unlearned a lot
Right.
of it.
Well, it's also, it's going in and, you know, Voltron again. Like, the reason one of the things I liked about Lotor's character was that it really was believable how he, like, fucking adamantly hates the Galra.
Yeah.
Because he's a mixed kid.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides of my family make me feel like shit for being a mix.
Yeah.
Like, I know they love me, and I know they don't mean to, but they still...
But it happens anyway,
So,
yeah.
like, Lotor, in that sense alone, like, him favoriting a race
Yeah.
and idolizing it more...
It
like,
makes sense.
It
It's
makes
kind of
sense to me,
realistic,
and that's.
yeah.
I think that's also one of the reasons why I'm kind of really like upset with what they did to his character was
Yeah.
because it was like, no, he was such a good thing. I mean, like, he was a good, morally great character,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like, there were things that were really actually relatable about him.
Mhm.
But anyways, but it's like, I don't know, what was I getting at?
I don't know. I know. I did
It's
the
just-
same thing. I, like, went on a tangent, and then I was like, I forgot my point. But
But no, it is just like there's some things where it's just there's contacts.
yes.
And-
There's context, there's, you know, how far in the past was this? There's, what do you actually believe? Are you really just making a joke? Whose expenses
Right.
are that? Like, there's a lot to consider instead of just like, oh, you called something gay, you fucking homophobe, when it's like, I was 16 and it's still on the internet because
Right.
the internet saves everything and now you're trying to crucify
Right.
me for it 10 years later.
Well, I think of really, again, going back to that girl, I forget Lindsay.
I don't remember.
Lindsay,
Not Sellers, was it?
no. I don't know, but in the Pocahontas video, she was going on about, I mean, she touched on, like, things like cultural appropriation, but she was also going on about, like,
obstacles to get here.
for cultural appropriation specifically, she
certainly
was
not
like, when's it okay, when's it not okay, because
You know,
they're,
I had
the
that wrong.
act itself is neutral,
just looking
but
at
how
the
it's done is
there.
either good or bad.
Well,
Like,
that's interesting.
and
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
I'm shocked someone outside of my sociology class kind of said, actually. But, it was basically, she was like, so one of her examples was, like, a Bollywood movie and taking place in New York, and, like, having, like, a black choir, like, in the streets, like,
Yeah,
singing,
yeah.
like, hallelujah and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and, like, these, like, a bunch of white people, like, breakdancing and shit, and then, like, this Indian guy dancing in front of them, and she was like, this is cultural appropriation. The reason it's okay is because India was,
What do you mean,
um,
junk?
how do I want to put this?
Those are
Like, I'm sorry, my
trousers,
brain's
Buck.
blanking listening to this
yeah,
at the
no,
same
it's
time.
cool, it's cool.
Because of colonialization, India was changed.
Yes.
And that's why it's different. Whereas if it's a white culture who was positively affected by colonialism, and they're making fun or culture appropriating from a different country that they took advantage of, then that's when it's wrong. And it's like, yes, that's true.
It is, yeah. I'm glad, like, that context is given, yeah.
So it's like, that's the same thing about making fun of white people versus making fun of
Someone
minorities.
else, yeah.
So when you were talking about the girl, that's what came up. But then I was also like thinking, I don't know why. I'm sorry. I just can't stop thinking about other things.
No, it's cool. No, I like the Bollywood example a lot. I think that's really interesting. And I think a lot of people also don't understand that. So to have that kind of example in that context is helpful.
Yeah.
Like,
He was here.
Which is why I'm like upset that I don't remember her full name. Because she's
someone else.
actually like pretty.
What's the matter?
she's very well spoken,
nothing.
and I feel like she's
Ask that
very
you stay here.
She feels educated
yes.
on what she's talking about. It doesn't feel like a rant video to be a rant video.
Yeah, exactly. So even if she has an issue with things, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
It's not just her complaining just to complain.
Yeah, because I fully acknowledge my speaking skills are fucking awful.
And it's hard when it's like, no, I have, like, this concept that I want to tell you about or I want to convey, and then you just, like, trip over your
Right.
words and people don't get it.
Right. Like, if I was able to write my paper, I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But the moment I go to actually speak about, I sound very uneducated.
Yes.
And I understand that. I get why people brush off what I say, like, when they're listening to me. But when they're like, oh, I know you studied sociology, I know you studied anthropology, and then they
So,
still
have a good
are
time
like,
hanging
whatever,
out
you don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking no, shut up!
Yeah.
I know I'm not the most eloquent speaker, but fuck off.
But I know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, no, and that's always frustrating for me, too, because it's like, I know what I'm trying to say.
How'd you get that?
I know...
I
Oh,
think that kid's outgrown such a childish toy.
well, fuck you.
Dark Sora, don't you dare.
No!
Dark Sora?
No! Fuck him up, Aqua! Just fuck
I
him
love
up!
how dramatic the music is.
I know.
Just like I've outgrown my need for you.
Oh shit.
It was like 10 minutes ago you were like, alright, cool, I'll let you live.
I know. You're back up.
You freak!
I know, good insult, Aqua.
Did they put bugs in him as well?
Oh man. But yeah, no, there's nothing more frustrating in the world than like knowing what you're trying to say and not being able to eloquently express yourself so people don't take you
Right.
seriously. It's the fucking worst.
Yes.
And I hate it.
Well, I
And-
just hate it because I know I speak very bluntly. I know I say and like a lot. I totally get that I sound uneducated when I speak. So that's the most frustrating part, is that I understand where they're coming from too.
Yeah.
But it is also like, again, with people who know what I've studied, and then for them to still question what I'm saying about society, I'm like, fuck off!
Yeah. Again, I'm sure I probably mentioned this before, but that's what pisses me off about my sister. She'll do that. She never
Right.
takes what I'm saying seriously, even if it's something that I know more about than her.
Right.
It's still like, no, you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, at least for you, at least compared to me, you do speak more eloquently. You are able
you
to.
think I do?
Yeah,
Like,
but you, every other word out of my mouth is like or or
You-
fuck.
it's the same. It's the same for fucking me. You're full of shit.
But no, when I do listen back, and while I am editing, I do notice you're able to coherently say a sentence better than I am.
If you say so.
Trust me.
Sounds fake, but okay.
If
but
you
I
a-
appreciate the compliment.
If
I'll
you
stop being a
actually
bitch.
watch the videos I
Shut
post,
up. Some of us have full-time jobs.
some of us are busy maybe trying to work on our fetish
on
blogs.
your fetish nails. Oh god.
Dealing,
oh god.
dealing.
Oh, Ben, it's you.
It's gonna be that.
It's gonna be Ben.
But no, like,
No, beautiful souls.
but no, even though it's not like by a large margin, I can tell that you are able to speak better than I am, because you at least don't pause in sentences like I do.
I feel like I do.
But
I
you
feel
don't.
like I
You
do a
really
lot.
don't.
Okay.
You're so when people, like, if we were both talking to someone and they were to listen to you more than me, I understand that because you were able to express yourself better than I did.
Oh god.
Okay,
Yeah.
get out, D-Link.
How?
Revert.
Oh.
Honestly, if you do D-Link, go to, like, Mickey.
Yeah, someone who I can
Yeah.
heal. Retry,
Yeah.
right? I never fucking know.
It's fine.
Yeah, and it's kind of unfortunate that, like, people's intelligence is
Directly related to how well they speak.
yeah, because again, some people, like, are strong thinkers, I guess, or they understand things, but just can't express themselves
Right.
as well. But I do kind of understand why the case. I just think it's really
Yeah.
why that's the case. I
It's
just think
bullshit because it's the
unfortunate.
same as, like, listening to someone who's dressed in a more, business attire than someone in casual clothes.
Yeah. Or I can't take you seriously. You have tattoos and blue hair. Yeah.
Right. It's the exact same thing. It's like, oh, just because they don't have dyed hair doesn't mean they're more educated.
Yeah. Suffer.
Yeah. Hey, man, when we were fighting him
shit.
against Ventus, or fighting Ventus against him, he kept yelling, "What's yours is mine!" And I was like, please stop.
Stop that.
Sweaty, please.
Stop that. God,
Also, I
he's doing
bit my-
so much fucking damage.
I know. I bit my tongue really fucking hard, and I just, like, can taste so much blood right now.
Damn.
Yeah.
Just wash it out with some vodka.
I'm doing that with our moonshine. But no, it's one of those things where I bit my tongue with my molar.
No.
So, yeah.
Oh.
That's the worst.
Whatever. Too slow.
Suffer. Meanwhile, she's like, take this!
Wow! I like when he does that.
I know. I actually think Haley Joel Osment did a really good job as Vanitas.
Oh, I totally agree. I think he did great.
One thing that bothers me about, like, Dream Drop Distance and stuff is that, because he's obviously older than what Sora's supposed to be, they make him talk in a higher pitched voice that's so fake. And it's like, I get you're trying to be like, oh, Sora's young, guys, but he sounds so much better as Vanitas.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you could just hear him doing the Sora voice.
Yeah.
And it's like, stop! Please! So that's one thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 where I'm like, why couldn't you just let him use his regular voice?
Yeah.
Because even in the trailers, I'm like, oh yeah, he's still doing the Sora voice! Because it's just slightly different when he's playing as Vanitas, but it's also like, when you know the difference, it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah! Look at her go. Bro,
What?
we're so close to January now.
Oh my god.
You're like all about Halloween. I'm like, wow, January's so close.
Oh, fuck you. Halloween first.
All I care, the only thing that I live for now is Kingdom Hearts 3.
I mean, I guess I understand. Which, by the way, speaking of Halloween, lately I've been like, you know what? I think I'm just about ready to finally tackle Evil Within 2.
Really?
I think so. I think instead of replaying the first game, I think I might just watch a playthrough of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna rewatch ours or if I'm gonna watch somebody else's. But I'm gonna, familiarize myself with the first game once again.
You can always watch Best Friend shit.
I know. It's like, their playthrough is super funny, so I do like watching it, but I'm also like, you guys are fucking idiots and you didn't pick up on anything.
I know.
You didn't read anything. That's why you think the story's so dumb, because you just weren't paying attention.
Well, that was them during Evil Within 2. They were like, man, remember when that game had no story and shit?
Like, you guys just didn't, the story was there, you just had no fucking clue. Oh, shit. Okay. I remembered. I did Mickey.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, one thing you can do, is turn off various, D-Links and have one at a time.
Oh, that might be helpful.
Yeah,
so that I don't have to scroll through a million of them.
Like, I remember I told you that, when we were playing as Terra, and you're like, wow, I want variety. I was like, alright! But, like, with that right there, oh, Ghost Drive is good. Yes, I like
Sweet.
Ghost Drive.
sweet.
Look how long your life is.
I know.
But yeah, now that, like, you've seen how bad, like, the scrolling can fuck you up.
Yeah, now I get it. Now I get it. Because before it was like, no, I have all these D-Links. Why not keep them all there? But
Yeah.
I get it now.
I like how every time he's just, like, falling on his back and it's just like, I'm dead.
I'm
Air quotes.
No, he's not, girl.
Her
he's
acting
not.
here is actually really bad. I know we talked over it, but the way she says it is so, like, corny.
No. Corny acting for a corny game.
True.
Damn, girl.
Ben. Tara.
I like how she's, like, ready to die.
I was just gonna say, she sounds like she's like, goodbye, world.
Like, oh, girl, you got another fucking
Yeah.
thing coming.
It's not over yet, sweaty.
You're too young to know now.
Quit treating me like a kid.
Hey, what are you laughing at?
I can't help it. You two would make the weirdest brothers.
Huh?
Huh?
I'm thinking about, like, people with sheath, and they're like brothers! That means they're brothers!
Such brotherly love! Bro TP! Guys, just admit it. They love each other.
Are you alright? What happened?
I got my ass kicked and I thought I was dying, but really I just needed a
But really,
nap.
I was just being dramatic.
I just needed a nap.
Look at Ven's treasure.
I tried to stop
It's
it
okay,
from
Peter.
happening.
Whatever it is that binds us together isn't gonna break so easily. And that's our real treasure.
It's like
She's
a
feeling very
miracle.
she's feeling very
That's why he
inspired
left us
after her
behind.
dream.
Well, it's
You
just
must really
like
be close.
in the earlier part of the
Well,
game
that's
where
something
everything
pretty
was a
special.
miracle, and it was like, girl, not
Ventus
everything's
and
like
Tara,
you
was
don't
it?
gotta do this.
Calm
One day,
down.
you should all come back.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
If you say so. Oh, she'll come back alright.
I'm sad.
Yeah.
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 Bro, we're like fucking at the end.
I was gonna say, this feels like it's pretty final. No, stop that. Stop that bullshit.
Hey, let's get those coconuts.
Let's not. Let's get those
Some-
mushrooms.
A seagull egg. 3 fish. Rope. Cloth. 2 logs. 3 mushrooms. I don't know if these are the right
I
numbers.
know. I thought it was 3 logs, but that's probably wrong. I've only
I just
played
know-
it one time.
I just know 1 seagull egg for sure.
Yeah.
I think 3 fish.
Why a seagull egg of all things?
'Cause-
Also,
I hope
What?
we're ready for
'Cause
the
it's a
storm
seagull
that's
egg.
coming.
well, seagulls are mean motherfuckers.
Yeah, they are. They're gross. Anyways, what were you
To be
gonna
fair,
say?
all birds are
Too slow,
like.
Sora. See you at the finish line.
Look at those children with their big feet. Ben, close your eyes.
Ben's not here.
Good.
One more time. You just got lucky.
You tell him, Sora.
They're so cute, though.
The little babies.
Riku's just like, the fuck is with these adults watching us?
He actually learned a stranger danger. He's like, I know something's wrong. Are you gonna...
But he also trusted Tara pretty quickly.
Okay, that's true.
So that stranger danger talk did not work.
Sincere. Just like Tara. And this one, he's a spitting image of Ven.
I wonder why!
Yeah.
They're like, shit, we're gonna be kidnapped.
One of you might be special
You want some
enough.
candy, kids?
Hey.
One of you will be special. Just
You two
one.
mind telling me your names?
Not both of you, just
I'm
one.
Sora.
And you?
That's not good stranger danger, Sora.
Riku.
Neither is that.
Someone has already passed this boy the power. Was it Tara?
All I want in Kingdom Hearts 3, honestly, is
like
Tara and Riku to have a small
Of course I
reunion.
like
Oh,
You're my
yeah.
Like, honestly, that's what I want so bad.
So then if something happens,
If that doesn't ever
and
happen,
Riku's
I'll be
about to get
kinda
lost,
If that doesn't
super
happen, I'm
bummed.
gonna go fly to Japan and punch Nomura in the face.
Hello?
I feel like he deserves to
You
get
make
punched
sure
in
to
the
stay
face
with him and
anyway.
keep him
Yeah.
Like,
safe.
maybe not for a specific
That's your
reason,
job,
just in
Sora.
general.
Yeah.
I think he
Counting
might
on you to
need a
do
good
it, okay?
face punching.
Honestly, yeah. He's been the golden child at Square for too long.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, it's not all bad. I don't want to
Don't get me
shit
wrong,
on it
I
too
do like
much.
what he's made,
Yeah,
but like,
but sometimes I'm also like, get your shit together, Nomura.
yeah.
Please.
Looks
stop.
like Riku was clipping into the
Oh
sand.
no. What took you so long on Final Fantasy 15, Nomura? Oh wait, you were lying to everybody about what you were doing.
Oh wait, you are really bad at time schedules.
Fucking keeping deadlines.
One Keyblade is enough for any friendship. I learned it the hard way. I wouldn't wish our lives on those children. Terra, please tell me, what's to become of us?
I like how her, like, final Keyblade is, like, ever so different from hers.
I like
Original,
her
but I
final
like that.
Keyblade,
I like,
yeah.
no, hers and Terra, their final Keyblades are good. Ven's, I hate it.
It's fine. It's just fucking Mickey floating in space. It's
He
fine,
just
guys.
got a leaf blown into space.
Too soon.
How can he breathe in space?
He's a mouse. He doesn't need to
Take you
breathe.
back to him.
Oh man, I think this is when we get to see how fucking tall Jensen actually
Oh
is,
my
and
God.
it's beyond jarring.
Hey, I got
Damn
a
it, we forgot the trophy thing.
I